Hello and welcome to EvilGinger Miniatures, where it's going to be one of those miscellany episodes because I've got lots of stuff going on and we're currently having a bit of a heat wave in the UK and I am very much cold adapted. So this is being recorded in the small hours of the morning. Would have been recorded earlier, but I had a minor drama with the microphone, which I thought had completely broken. And after faffing around with it for quite a bit, I was convinced I was going to have to get a new microphone. And then when I fired the main computer up, it decided that it was going to work. So it's now working, which is a relief, as I particularly like this microphone and I can't seem to be able to find a replacement. I do need another one as a backup because it was a little bit exciting in an unnecessary way, because I was going to have to rely on one of the mobile. I was going to have to rely on the Biro microphone because the main Logitech one that's in front of me, that you're seeing this picture on, doesn't have a working microphone. OBS thinks it's got a microphone on there and occasionally will select it as the default microphone, but it doesn't actually pick up any sound. I think it's I bought a webcam from a range that most of them have microphones in, but this one doesn't. It does have the speakers, the grills and the case, but as I say, I like condensing microphones. It seems to make me sound reasonably whatever. Phone camera is on charge, so I've got the laptop powering that. So what are we doing this week? Well, the minefield is done. You've probably seen pictures of that, and especially if you follow the Facebook page, which I really must link below this. My main project this week has been these, which I'm not 100% happy with. Several reasons. They are 1/1200 scale ships. This is a fifth-rate frigate of the late 18th, early 19th century, so Napoleonic, Revolutionary War to Napoleonic Wars. Now this one I'm using as a practice piece because I actually messed up. I managed to damage it, and I'm not well pleased with that, as it's. So I have ordered a replacement for the whole squadron of 4, and I will be using these to teach me how to paint them better. And but I think I would have been better if I'd have left the masks off, but I was still working out how to do them. I will be doing a lot more of these because they're really, really cool, and actually once you get your head around how to do them, they're quite easy to do. So expect Squadron to turn up on the Etsy shop at some point, and I might even buy myself a PDF of Kiss Me Hardy. But that's a frigate. I have a the sea is blue with a green wash over it, and I'd have glossed that up when it's finished. But I've got 4 of these to do, and I've ordered another one in twice the scale, which is 1/600th, just for the poor blind people like me who can't actually see the scale very well. To say it's 90% of the way there, but I'm not going to be able to get it to 100. So I'm doing it again. Again, this is why I paint lots of stuff and practice lots of stuff, because the more you do something, the better you get at it. People who paint one thing once, or paint the one type of thing once, often would be better off repeating it. This is why I've painted armies. I haven't managed to get any more done on the KNIL, but they're up on my to-do next list. But I've been busy with other stuff, and I need equipment, like I need a better replacement for that Biro camera, and stuff like that. So upgrading and stuff is going to go on. As I say, there are project for me. I've also had, this is the second phase of the project I'm doing with Hallo Flashpoint, and this is one of the banished aliens from that set. And he is almost done. I think basically what I need to do is to go around and pick out some of the silver metallic stuff on him, because there are bits I have not done. They should be like the straps on the belt and the boot there. There are 9 of those, including a big bad, which is here. Still not sure what to do about the base on this guy, because all the rest of them have got plain bases and I've just left them plain. So I'm probably going to keep that very simple with just a bit of dry brushing. But he's nearly done again. I've got to go over him and make sure I've got everything and everything's highlighted properly. And that which should be hot is the bit glowier, because it's a tiny bit dull for my liking at the moment, and I need to go to yellow to do the edges on it. But he's coming along nicely. And these are the humans from that set. There are 2 fire teams with distinctly different. They are fortunately quite a robust gaming model. So you've got fire team, which I've done effectively in the purple helmets, which are the least further forward, and then there's the other fire team, which is the orange and red with the guy with a missile launcher. But they are nearly done, and I've squatted them on the bottom by the use of different colour stickers. So I knew what I was painting as I was painting it. I also have some more Ultramar. Getting by the base, actually, it'll be easier for you to see. Some more Ultramar underway. And same figures, but for my Black Order. This is a Black Order auxiliary, and this is another Black Order auxiliary, but from the Rangers unit, with a hand weapon and a quiver, because they have to be more mobile and they use quivers. I've even got a little flag, which I've got to put the mailed fist on, and I've got to get the stuff for softening mailed fist, which is the next step. Step after that is I get some actual transfers deliberately for the purposes of getting of Crimson Fist type transfers, and I'll be using those. I'm waiting on speed paint, which is literally on the way here, and I've got the tracking open on the other computer, on the laptop. Would have been here probably Monday, but it's a bank holiday, so it's in the country because it comes directly from Army Painter, but it's not here yet. So that's where we are with that. Downstairs in the workshop, I've got all of the bases for the dungeon floor plans that I'm working on, and I will be working on another phase of those. I've ordered some narrow corridors from war bases, and that should be enough to play on. I still haven't found the Hackmaster book, but I am slowly going around and clearing this place out, and if all else fails, I will get another copy from the States. I do need some more books for that system before they update it for the 2025 Kickstarter, which should be about a month, maybe 2, I think. And I'll be back in that Kickstarter. Not that the rules should change that much, and I'll probably keep them the same, but a little bit more background, a little bit more mechanics, the stuff that I've had to improvise would be nice. Also, some more Hackmaster stuff, because they are buggers for not finishing stuff they started. Like, they started a very interesting thing about wizards, and they got two issues in. They also got a very interesting one. They also, I think, just about finished the clerics, but they've got all the cleric classes in print now, and they need to go back and turn that into a proper book and put in the 0 level things for those clerics. Also collate all the spells into new spells into the area, because every sort of cleric has got new spells. Every sort of cleric has got unique spells, and there are a few of them that can cast magic user spells as clerical spells. Some of them as magic users, because the god of magic users, god of magic, clerics are sort of dual cleric mages, which is quite interesting. And as I say, there's a lot of variety in clerics. They're very interesting to play. There's quite a lot of variety in the other classes, but that's more a you thing, in that you put that variety into your character. But you pick a cleric and you've pretty much got an interesting character from the start. So dungeon floor plans are coming along. I have manfully eaten 2 boxes of bran flakes, and I will probably be getting another one, and then I'll be turning those into 10mm squares for the purposes of paving the dungeon floor plans. And next up after that is I have been talked into painting somebody a couple of warbands, so they'll be next up, and the Victrix medieval warband will be one of them. I'll be going back to the Anarchy thing. I mainly stopped that because I was running out of chainmail, which is Broadwood Silver speed paint as a base colour, but I've got 2 pots of that on the way here, literally, and I'm still waiting for other things. I've got some Gothic fencing to do, and I've got another large minefield. The minefield at the moment is being primered with oil-based primer and spraying it, mostly because when I used a water-based primer on the original one, it did a bit of warping, and I had to faff around and fix that. And I'm thinking a way of doing that without actually having a problem and then getting over it. I've still not got rid of the sort of the camera issue out with the resolution on this one, which is, as you can see, all the Halo stuff, KNIL, more Halo stuff beyond it, assorted buildings up there, and the thing I was watching while I was listening to while I was waiting for the inevitable updates. So we'll get off that because that's probably copyright. But that's where we are at the moment. I'm still doing the Ars Magica. Missed last week because I wasn't well, but I'm back at it this week, and I might even have a chance to have done some prep, because that was one of the things that triggered my illness, was the fact that I got way behind with the prep, and it's a system that requires prep. It's not D&D, which I can pretty much work out as I go along. And you have to be careful with the nightmare players, because they'll outthink you, and be nightmares. There's a reason for them being nightmares. They're all lovely with it, but they're still nightmares. And so that's a possibility. That's upcoming. I'm going to be doing other things and probably putting some more video up for possibly the dungeon floor plans. I'm going to do a build video on here. Checked how long the videos can come off this, and they're 27 minutes, so I'd be aiming for a 25-minute film. Mostly be using that for shorts. Ideally I'll be using this one, but until I go and see the Nightmare Gamers camcorder, until I get to see the Nightmare Gamers, the instructions are all in Korean, and I have failed miserably to find an image of the menus, because while the language changes, the menu positioning doesn't, so I can actually guess which one to click on by going on. But one of the Nightmare Gamers has got an older version of the same camcorder, so they're going to put it on and they're going to switch it to HD, so I can actually do some HD filming, because I want to use that. I've also decided that I'm going to get rid of this because it gets in the way in here. I had it there and thought it was out of the way, but I'm using this and I'm bringing stuff across and cracking it on the thing. So I've got to work out some other way of attaching a camera to this side that isn't a bit dirty great big tripod. I'm thinking about a post and clamp thing, but I've got to be able to push it down so I can bring the laptop forward, because it's the laptop that I use most of the time. And I've been told my laptop is a work of art, which surprises me. I just use every flat surface in this office or everywhere as a palette. So I'm also getting some decent super glue, because I had to resort to these, which is a bit of a pain, because these are horrible. You have to put the lids back on these, and the thing with putting lids on super glue is a horrible habit of gluing it down, so you can't free it. And because of these are soft, fairly fragile tubes, you tend to crush them as you're using brute force to untidy it. But as I say, I shan't be able to use that don't need to use that anymore. But that's convenient, having a little shop next door which sells all sorts of useful things, like these toothpicks, which get used for modelling and also get used for sculpting, paint staring. They'll also unblock some of the paints. Shouldn't have done that, because I'm throwing it, because there's a little hole in the lid that dispenses them. Basically, these are generally quite useful. I've got some kebab skewers downstairs in the workshop, which I have got in mind to use on a project that's coming up. Well, it's actually in progress, but it's sitting over there in the trays there, which I need to replace with the new photography place, because getting a photography place up here would give me more painting space downstairs, and also saving up for another camera, because I need another camera. I feel it's a bit risky if you've only got the one, and the one that you're relying on could well break down. I've had two floating around for ages, but I was only not buying them because they are quite expensive. Could use the camcorder, but again, helps if it's not in Korean, and two, the less I fiddle with the settings, the more likely I am to keep it in English rather than changing it to strange languages. But there's all sorts of projects that are going on, and I've also got to work my way through my stock, my collection behind me, because there are things that need finishing, there are things that need going on eBay, and I need to buy some more glasses as well, because this is the last fully functional pair. This is the ones I've been using for painting with the flip downs, but as you can see, there's quite a lot of repair being done to them, and now this side is going as well. So I basically need to buy about 10 packs of these and the clip-ons to go with them, but ideally I'd get them in glass, but they would be quite an investment, and I would really like to be saving up for actual kit and for going to Crisis this year. And I have been reminded by Mr. May40 that he's still aware that he owes me an episode of a chat, that I can put up on this channel about May 40 and everything to do with the KNLI Kickstarter, which should be finishing this year completely. And yeah, that's finished charging. That's good, because I was sitting here forlornly with nothing better to do than just watch this charge. So that's the charging port climbed off. Still haven't worked out what the HDMI port in here is for, but it's there and I can connect to it if I need to. So in the spirit of the thumbnails that I've been doing for these, that's the thumbnail. It's me looking frazzled apparently is a good clickbait. It's clickbait. And I need clicks, and I'm still collecting people and building up the thing. I'd like to get monetized again, because I have a very nice gentleman who keeps volunteering to do editing stuff and 3D printing stuff, and I would, for the channel, and I would like to be able to pay for it, because I'm a business and I'm doing this as a business, and I don't work for exposure, and I don't see why anybody else should. So that's the channel future. Might also be playing with streaming when I get my TV license, which again is looking to be next month, and probably upgrading my Facebook account so that I can actually get rid of the Instagram that I've got attached to it, because I don't use Instagram and I haven't posted to Instagram in ages, and I'm not entirely sure it properly works. And I can't get into Instagram because I need to get into my old personal email account, because I'm locked out of that at the moment for reasons to do with my not having a phone and not wanting to set up thumbprint ID, and it didn't like the number of times I told it it didn't or wasn't interested in it. Having similar but not locking out issues with people asking for pass keys. The fewer things I have to remember, and the things I can actually write down, the better. And as I say, dyslexia is copable with, but I do wish people would stop designing systems which absolutely make it more annoying and upsetting, and just absolutely flipping frustrating, because none of them are necessary. So I have been on this for about 25 minutes, because I actually remembered to put the timer up, and I think that might be enough of me for the moment, but there will be more of me this week. So take care everybody, and goodbye for now. Bye.